Hi everybody, I am Tiffany and I am here to share a craft project with you today. I decided that we are going to be using something you can find around your house, just the basic clothespin. So what you're going to need for this project is approximately 30 to 45 clothespins, depending on the size that you want to make, and a hot glue gun. Regular craft glue would work as well, but the hot glue gun is much quicker and more efficient for this project. If you do use regular craft glue, you're going to want to take some time because each portion of the project is going to need to dry or be held together temporarily as you finish each portion before you move on. So what we're making today out of our clothespins is this lovely napkin holder. Not only going to be a napkin holder, you can also use it as a mail holder for all those important things you need to get done, like your registration for your vehicle, folks. Make sure you keep up on those type of things. So you can keep all your current mail and bills that you need to take care of right here in this holder. Or again, you can use it as a napkin holder on your table or counter. So I am going to show you how to make this today. What you're going to want to do first is make sure you plugged in your glue gun and allowed it to heat up to the maximum temperature. We want to make sure the glue in the glue gun is hot so it holds our pieces together. We are working with clothespins, which are wooden, so they're a little bit heavier than gluing paper or cardboard together. So we want to make sure our glue is hot enough. What you're going to want to do first is take your clothespins out, lay them out, and we're going to simply just deconstruct them. We're going to take that little metal piece out just simply by twisting and turning them. They'll snap easily apart, and then you can gather all your metal pieces. Don't get rid of those. Those can be used for another project in the future. So we're going to take apart about 30 to 45 of these clothespins. Again, it's based on the size you want to make. For the one we have here, you're going to need the 45 clothespins, and it takes a little bit of time, but not too much to take all your clothespins apart. So once you have done that and you have a nice pile started, we'll put our extras aside for now. So now we have our pile of deconstructed, taken apart clothespins. What we're going to do for this part here, the sides of our holder, let me get this cord out of the way so you can see, is we are going to take our two clothespins that we just took apart and put them back to back and glue them together, just like so. All right, so we're going to use some hot glue gun, making sure you line them up. There's obviously the same shape, so they're very easy to line up as well. So I'm just putting hot glue gun on the back of one of them and simply applying the other one and pressing them together, making sure they're lined up. Be careful, don't burn yourself with the hot glue. And there you have it. So what you're going to want to do for each side is make 15 of these. So it takes 15 clothespins for each side because we're simply just inverting the clothespin once we take it apart. So you can go ahead and do that. Let me do a few for you. Again, we're just taking our two pieces from the clothespin and putting them back to back. And we need to make 30 of them total, 15 for each side. So that's where the 30 clothespins come in for the sides for the larger holder, that if you want to make the larger one. All right, so once you get 15 of your clothespins glued together and dried, what we're going to do then is we are going to take those 15 clothespins on each side and then we're going to glue them together in a half circle. So what you're going to want to do is take that clothespin and then it almost looks like a person. So what you're going to do on the thin edge where it comes to a point, we're going to put hot glue right there in that little space. So we're going to hot glue it right there and attach another clothespin in the same spot. And this is much easier to do if you have it set down on your table. That way you can line them up more easily. Holding them up is a little trickier, but you can do it that way as well. So then we're going to go ahead and keep applying our hot glue and continue with the 15 clothespins until we have the half circle created. So there is what it looks like when you start, and as you keep going, you're going to be adding another and another. It doesn't matter if you add it to the left or right side, it will all even out as soon as you get 15 pieces attached. Just like so. All right, so there is step 2. Step 1 is take your clothespins apart. Step 2 is glue them together. I guess this is step 3, folks. I can't count today. Good thing I'm teaching crafts and not math, right? I need to get some more glue for my hot glue gun. So once you have done that, you get all 15 and it will look just like this. You'll have 15 of your clothespins glued together. So then to make the base of our holder, what you're going to do, as you can see, we have just half of a clothespin on both sides and then some turned vertical in the center. So we are going to make the centerpiece next. So right here, the center of our base, we took 5 halves. So we had our clothespin, remember? It used to look like this, put together. We took it apart into 2 pieces, and now we're going to glue it side by side instead of back to back. So we're going to get 5 of those. Let me make sure my glue is in properly so it'll work. And we're going to take 5 half pieces of our clothespins and glue them together. So there's 2. We'll just keep adding another one. Hot glue dries really quickly, so it works really well for this project. If you were using regular craft glue, you're going to want to make sure it sets up and dries fully before moving on to the next step. There's 3, and we'll just go ahead and finish this by adding 2 more, so we have the center of our base will be complete. 1 more is 5. Again, we're working on that center of the base right here. All right, so once you have the 5 glued together, we'll put that as a side. That's a part. So we're going to have 2 sides to the holder, the middle of the base, and now we have to create these 2 sides of the base right here. So we have, I believe it's 7. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the pieces of clothespin, 7 halves. We're going to glue side by side again. So we'll take 7 of those. We're just going to slide them together. So they're just going to make the end pieces to our base. So it's long enough and able to hold envelopes and large napkins if you so desire. So keep adding your pieces on as you go. Remember, working on a surface works better. Make sure you have a surface that you can work on and not worry about getting glue on it. Although hot glue does come off most surfaces, still be cautious of what you're working on. I'm working on top of a butcher block with some paper on top of it. So we have 5 pieces. We're going to glue 2 more on, and then I'll show you how to create the base, because you're going to want to do this twice. So you're going to need 7 pieces, and then you're going to need to glue 7 more together to make the opposite end. All right, so here's one end of our base. Just like that. We have this one here. And then we are going to glue our middle piece and our sides together. So this is the middle of our base, and it is going to be vertical, like so. And then we're going to glue our sides on in a horizontal fashion. So let me glue those on next. And then what you're going to want to do, you're going to have a second side to this as well. Let me get that up. There's our base. It's going together. Once you get your other 7 glued together, it'll go on this side. So you'll have the full base created. Once you have your base all put together, you'll be standing it up, and then you simply take your side pieces that you created, like I have done here already. You add a little glue on each end. These little round pieces are going to be what secures it to your base, and you're going to glue it right onto your base, just like that. And when you're finished, I just put a little extra glue around the joining areas, and on the inside, I'm calling them my joints, my secure joints, And then your holder is all finished. Again, you can keep those important bills or your car registration, which needs filled out and completed before the end of the month. Or you can also use it on your kitchen table to hold your napkins. So it's a simple, fun project. You can also go back and paint and decorate it to match your dishes or your kitchen attire. Or you can just leave it natural and leave the wood to show its true colors. So that is our craft project today. Again, the envelope or napkin holder made from clothespins. I hope you guys enjoyed this idea today. I will attach the instructions below, and you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.